All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Salak, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to all the brothers out here laboring in this truth with sincerity. Shalom to the few sisters that watch. It's coming back with a quick lesson, because we see people bugging out, whether it be over finances, losing their comfortability, being, forced out of their comfort zone, having all the amenities or whatever you want to call it that they used to having, we in the time where people are making cuts, man. Hey, and I'm one of those people, man, because, we're in the time of, almost really, the men of the Lord, trying to, Lord willing, we're getting ahead of the game for the simple fact we're watching and bringing forth the message, to the true believers, man. These unbelievers are the ones that's in panic mode. They're the ones that's cutting each other's throats, doing what they can to get what they can get, not considering other people. These are the unbelievers, man. The ones that don't believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and have no clue of who Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is, But us, man, we're putting our faith in the Lord, watching, being vigilant, and preparing ourselves as much as we can, for what's to come. Speaking of, just preparing, whether it be like, of course, spiritually, that's number one, man. But, putting your finances in order, your food supplies and things like that, not completely just bugging out, but just prepare, man, because we know, it's all up to the Lord. But, we will sit here, sent forth to bring the message, So let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 62. Salaki 62 and verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So, we're crying out to the Lord, man, first and foremost, crying out to the Lord, constantly talking to the Lord, man, constantly talking to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man, giving thanks, giving reverence to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, every aspect of our lives, man, being constantly reminded, hey, like the bishop said, man, Bishop Atazwan said, hey, man, there's going to be all kind of spiritual signs, faith boosters, and we're praying, constantly watching, and these things are being manifested, man, before our eyes. So, we're constantly praying and speaking to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. So let's read that again. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 62, verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So, man, hey, we just pleading our case to Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Because we know we clearly, we're not worthy of even having this truth, man. Based off our, the way that we lived in the past, man. Sometimes, you had to do a double take, like, man, it's truly an honor to be, in this faith, man. It really is, because Yahweh Shem Shai showed us mercy to be able to understand who we are, set up men to bring forth this message, for us to learn, all the way, to the Elder Albert Bivens, on down, man, to the Apostles of All, and the Apostles, man, on down, the men of GMS, and hey, man, we can't help but to be grateful, understanding what's going on, man, because we 10 steps ahead of the game when it comes to these people of the world. They don't have a clue of what's going on, man. They don't have a clue of what's going on in the present time. They definitely don't have a clue of what's going to happen in the future, man. So we definitely got a leg up on these people, as the saying goes. Lord willing, that ain't that perverted. I heard the saying before, but I ain't really looked into what it means. If it came from Esau, it could be perverted, but yeah, it's a lock if it is. But yeah, man, the Lord instructed us, learn, share this message, man. So it's a lock here. Y'all can tell I'm kind of driving. Shouldn't be doing this, but I gotta bring forth the message, man. You can. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 58. From the top, it says, "Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins." So, this is another thing we've been instructed to do, man. Bring forth the message of Yahweh Shem Shai. Tell the people what's to come. First and foremost, man, you got to profess the name Yahweh Shem Shai. 100% truth, man. You're going to worship Yahweh Shem Shai, you must worship him in spirit and in truth. So that's part of the message that we're bringing forth, man. And make no mistake about it, this truth, it can be complicated. That's why you have men brought forth to make the message plain upon tables, so the masses, Salaki, of the believers will understand. Hey, just so happened the Lord chose us, man, to put the Spirit upon us to be able to understand, not fight with the truth, not go against what's being taught, sticking to the doctrine which have been taught, and truly believing it, man, having faith. That's where we are, man. But times are definitely about to get a lot harder out here, man. Times about to get rough. It's about to get rough for everybody, but definitely gonna be rough for the unbelievers out here, man. You're not gonna have any answer. You're not gonna know what's going on. You're gonna be out here winging it. Not gonna know who to pray to. Not gonna know what name to call on in that time. You're gonna be out here through, man. So this is a, PSA, man. Urgent message. Public service announcement. Like we always bring out, man. People just think we're doing this just to do it. Hey, man, we could be like y'all, and just be out here in the world just living. But yeah, how about Shimmy Al-Shai put it upon our spirit, man, to do otherwise. It's easy to be out here just living your life, thinking you're getting away, thinking you're having fun, but in reality, you set yourself up for failure, man. So, hey, man, Thawadi, how about Shimmy Al-Shai? You can't say it enough. You cannot say it enough. It's like it. Police in the road. Like they got Edomite hemmed up. So yeah, man, it's time to really just take heed to what's going on out here, man. Listen to the prophets, man. First and foremost, the man at GMS, Apostle All Down. As well as all the brothers out here, man. Nobody's out here telling you lies, man. It's all the truth. And if you're bucking up against it, you're really bucking up against the Lord. Ultimately, you're gonna be destroyed, man. All the brothers can feel it, man. Time is getting short, man. That time is getting short. Just wait on the MOTB to be implemented, man. World War III is already set up to take place. So, this was just a quick message through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shai. I'm almost at my destination, man. But, yeah, we here, man. We here. Lord willing, Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shai, keep the spirit upon brothers to keep going, man. Keep pushing. First and foremost, speaking to myself, man. Because it get kind of rough out here. But, while we pray, man, constantly pray to Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shai. That we'll be out here soon. But, just, message, quick message. Lord willing, it was edifying, Lord willing, brothers. Lord willing, man, brothers, stay up out there, man. Stay up. Keep Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shai in the forefront of your thoughts, man. So, with that being said, we want to constantly give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.